Hi guys, I'm Summer,
And I'm Carolina.
and we're sleep consultants.
For 21 years combined and really great friends for like 2 months.
We have our own kids. I have 2 kids over 18.
And I have 2 kids under 18.
We have worked with over 1,000 families combined. That's a lot of kids.
That's so many kids. And we also run our own sleep consulting practices and we mentor other sleep consultants.
That's a lot of things that we do.
Yeah, but you know what? Our goal really is to bring peace and less stress into your homes.
And that's why we decided to do a podcast together. Call it For the Love of Sleep.
I just love that. So if you guys want some sleep tips, laugh, and know how we get through all these things, come on down and listen to our podcast.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Summer Hartman. I'm with Summer Sleep Secrets.
Hi, I'm Carolina Romaniuk, and I'm with carolinaromaniuk.com.
Exactly. And we are sleep consultants, and we have very broad,
Diversified.
not broad, but different views on how we sleep train, but yet we work really well together. And I think that is a good team when we have 2 different spectrums in how we train. So
Yeah.
that's how we became friends.
And we usually finish each other's sentences.
we do, and we laugh a lot. Sorry, but not sorry.
No, why sorry? We were talking right before we hopped on, and I'm complimenting how we don't know how this happens, but we end up coordinating outfits at points to hop on these shows. And I don't even have a pen. I'm writing with a crayon right now, and it is the color red.
Red.
Rouge. I thought it'd be like something fancy. I don't know, like I don't even know what.
You could be like the old days. They used to put it on their cheeks, and they would like mark it in if they didn't have anything. Don't do it. Don't. It's not even gonna. Okay, she's doing it. Yes, go ahead. Oh, it looks.
Can you see it?
Oh my God, it's really good. Okay, I don't think we're supposed to be using crayons, or
No, but hold on.
it actually looks really good.
It looks nice.
I remember my mom like used to do that. Like she didn't have anything, and she'd be writing out those crayons in the car. And I
Really?
don't know why there was crayons in the car. Well, I know why, but
You.
anyways, it probably melted. But I remember her going like,
Oh, that's true.
of course, I naturally am blushing, so I never wear makeup, so no
Let me
worries.
do the other side. You can talk while I fix this.
You need to do the other side.
You can talk
I
about
think
sleep.
you're putting a crayon on your face, seriously,
It's fine.
and it actually looks really good.
Yeah.
You know what? We could do a whole tutorial on TikTok about
Look,
this.
look at all these colors I got. I got rouge here. I don't even know what color this is. My son picked out this nail polish. It's called Borrowed in Blue
I like that color.
by Essie, but it's
It looks
like all like chipped off. And then I got this green ensemble going
Yeah,
on.
there you go. Perfect.
But this is us, raw footage. We like to laugh, like to talk about sleep, like to help people. And that's why we have gathered here today to talk about everything that we can possibly think of, especially with health and parenting.
I mean, everything. I mean, I think we're going to cover a multitude of subjects. It's not just sleep. When it comes to sleep, I feel like sleep is like one thing on the notch that's the problem. There's so many other factors that we have to look at. I mean, you can't look at just one issue.
Exactly.
And if you do, then we're not going to succeed very well because something's going to bump it. So that's definitely my criteria there.
What are like the main things that you like to look for besides, like the sleep training behavior techniques?
Well, I mean, I'm obviously going to look at parenting style because parenting style is a major factor. The other one is, honestly, I actually look at like, when I go in, I look at the house setup. I look at like the chaos around the house. I look at,
Well, what do you mean by chaos? That sounds weird.
oh my gosh. So, like you got to think about the chaos, and like if we're not getting enough sleep, there's chaos, right? If we're everywhere, like it's just like a disaster because we don't have the energy to clean the house, right? So unless we have somebody to clean it for us.
Yeah, because when you're saying chaos, I'm thinking of like right when someone tells you we're going to come over and you start to clean. Like, that's what I'm doing.
You're looking at, right?
Yeah.
You're looking at the whole picture and you're seeing like the husbands are looking lost. The wife, her eyes are drooping. Her boobs are hurting. The baby's screaming. The toddler's running around naked. And other kids playing a video game and doesn't give a crap. And mom's just going, oh, well, it's complete chaos, right? So you walk in and you're like, okay, you're going to go there. You're going to do this. I need you to go take a shower. I need you to sit down. I'm going to talk to you. It's like.
That's the dad that you're going to
the dad is the one I'm saying, sit down. I need to talk to you. Or the mom, whoever, the partner. It's very important that we just don't just focus on the baby ever. It's never the baby. It's always everything else around the baby that's going on. Yeah. And I'm kind of dead honest. So,
Me too.
Yeah, we both are. And it kind of takes our personalities. People have to take it, they kind of have to understand it. And sometimes we don't necessarily work well with people. And that's when I say, I don't know if I'm a good fit because I don't have the, I try to be soft and I try to be kind, but sometimes you have to be real. And it's like, I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, well, there's like a fine line because I agree with that. But like myself, so not just being a sleep consultant, I also have invested into coaches and other teachers for myself. So there have been points where I'm like, dude, like I paid like a nice amount for you to help me. Why are you not responding to me? Right. But then there's also a time when I feel as though, and this was a big lesson for me, in you give all the tools, but sometimes we can't always be hand holding to an extent, right? They're holding healthy boundaries. That's kind of what I call it. And just like when our children start to, crawl, walk, talk, we have healthy boundaries with them too. It's not like, your child starts to learn how to walk, they fall on their behind and you're like, right, I'm going to carry you for the rest of your life. I don't want you falling anymore, right? It's not going to work that way. They stand up and, you cheer them on for them to continue on doing it. So I think that there's just a nice boundary there and a healthy way for our clients to know we are on their side, but there's only so much that we can provide if they're not following through with it.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. And actually it's kind of funny. I teach how to be a sleep consultant too. So I have mentorships that I do. And I do this with the women I'm mentoring where I may not respond within 15 or 20 minutes of their text saying, oh, I need this, this, and this. And it's like, or I'll say, did you research it? Because, we have to let go and become our own person. And it's just like you said, parents have to learn through us, but we also have to give them that boundary. It's like, okay, you got this. So what would I do? It's the WWSD. What would Summer do? Or WW.
I like that.
Yeah. So you can make one for you. WWCR. What would Carolina Roanoke do?
No, that's too much. That's like a handful.
I was like, okay, that's way too long.
Nobody could even pronounce my name. I don't even know why you're going there right now.
I really tried, but I butchered it as usual. But oh well, I tried. Point, right?
Thanks, Summer.
Life. So I think with parenting, I think, why did you become a coach? Why did you do that? Like, what was your why?
My why, it's like most moms, it starts from their kids. And actually, my birthday was yesterday, so I turned 36 years young. I need to get Botox. No, I'm kidding. But my son gave me this bracelet. So if you guys can't see this, it has 2 arrows on it. He actually picked it out himself. I was bawling. And on the bracelet, I'm trying to like bend it. It says, be brave and keep going.
Aww.
I melted. My oldest gave this to me, Ari. And when I became a parent, it was a big eye opener for me because I was never really around kids. And I know that you and me have literally like 2 completely different stories where you were with children since like your mom gave birth to you practically. you came out of the womb holding a baby. So.
I was around kids my whole life.
That's about it. But for me, I never really was around children. I mean, I was, it's not like I live in a bubble, but I never babysat. I never, you know, I would play with the kids and then I'd be here, you know, there you go. Like back to mama. And then when I had my son, I felt embarrassed because I remember giving birth to him and I figured, hey, you know, I should know this, like mommy instincts should kick in according to like what other people say. And it never really kicked into, it never kicked into me. That's what I was saying. I can't even speak English right now. Where I remember when I gave birth to him, I went into the nursery and I told the nurses that were there, and I whispered to them because I didn't want to have anyone else here. I felt embarrassed asking them, like, can you show me how to diaper, like how to change his diaper and how to feed him? And she looked at me like I was crazy a little bit, like, how do you not know this? And then I felt so bad, but I was embarrassed to ask, like, you know, my family, because I figured I wasn't really embarrassed to ask them. I just wanted to know how to do it on my own, right? Yeah. So the hospital was wonderful as what it could be, but I felt very alone, especially since my husband and I were the first ones to have children. We were the first ones to get married. And the emotions that I was feeling, nobody could understand. Because, you know, my family, the women in my family, my husband's family, they were around children. It was normal for them. But, you know, growing here up in the States, I'm first generation here born. It's more as in, you know, have a career and, you know, have a family and all that other stuff. So for me, it was very difficult the first couple of months, like very hard for me. My doctor called it just baby blues. And I'm like, I think it's more than that. But I was very blessed to have assistants, my mother-in-law, my mom, you know, my just family in general. My husband was working. I would try, and I remember I was so sleep deprived, and this is where it started, where I was on maternity leave. He would come home and I would be up because I was so afraid of SIDS and all this other things that people are throwing at you. Don't hold your baby too much. You're going to spoil them. They have to eat at this amount of time. You have to do tummy time. I'm like, what the fuck is tummy time? Excuse my language. And we might have to bleep that out. And I'm like, how do you even do that? And I'm still here and I haven't even showered and it's like a week and I'm not even eating because by the time I realize to eat, my son has to eat or I have to do something else. And I just felt like I was like in this cycle, like spiraling. And I would wake up in the morning and I just knew I had to do everything in my willpower to raise a beautiful baby boy, to be a respectful human being, to be educated, to, you know, make sure his sleep was perfect. And nowhere on that radar is how is mom.
Yeah. And that is a big picture worldwide. There is women everywhere, the same kind of feelings going on. And excuse me. And it's not talked about.
Yeah.
It's not brought up. I mean, we see postpartum depression, we see the struggle, but it's actually how to parent.
Yeah.
How to parent. Like there's classes out there that you can take that teach you how to swaddle, teach you how to feed. And there's YouTube channels you can watch. But to actually have your own child in your hands is a completely different scenario than a doll or watching it on TV.
Or I like it when people say, why don't you get a pet? I'm like, what the fuck is a pet going to do?
No, the pet's not going to do anything. That does nothing.
No,
We could try to swaddle the dog I have, but you know, that's...
No, let's not try and do that. That might be funny. We might want to do that in another episode. I might like to see that.
Oh God, she'll bite me. It'll be like it'll be a whole show.
No, but you could put like holes for the legs for them to put through, and then that would be so cute. We should totally do that for another show.
All right,
but
I'll put that down in my trusty handy book. Okay.
Trusty handy book. No, but I agree with you completely, and also like after you give birth. Nobody tells you what to do about sleep. They just say, well, good luck. That's about it. And then, or they tell you, the pediatrician says, oh, you know, baby can't sleep until 6 months or 7 months or until a year, or there's so many odd
spectrum of like when your baby can sleep, and everyone has a different opinion. And when I teach parents, I always tell them, either you choose my method and you choose me as your mentor and your coach, or you choose the book you're reading, because you can't have both. Because the book is honestly a totally different, even if we were similar, we're totally different people coaching. So pick your madness. Sorry, so pick your madness. Which one would you like? Would you like the Mad Hatter or me, or would you like, Dr. Weisbooth? Which way would you like to go?
Yeah.
Because you can read that's the other issue that drives me batty is, and I know there's tons of books out there and people want to know everything and be educated.
Yeah.
But pick an author and stick with the author. Stick with that particular person, because if you veer, you get confused.
Yeah.
And then you try all of them and you try it for like 5 minutes, or you try it for a day and it doesn't work and you get confused. And yeah, this is one of obviously my pet peeves. Just, get it out there, choose a method and try to figure this out.
No, I agree. It's just there's so much information that's out there, especially in mommy groups. And one big thing that really bothers me is mom shaming.
Yes.
That's intense. And listen, some dads, I have this great group, Mama Needs Sleep with Carolina on Facebook. And I have, I'm very in the group, and I'm very careful of who I let into the group also, because it's only supposed to be positivity that I want to engulf in the group. But there are a lot of mommy groups that my clients highlight me in, or they request me to be a part of it, and some of the stuff that I'm reading is not healthy at all. I think that we all want the best for children in general, and sometimes we get so hyped up on what the rules, and if you can't see what I'm doing air quotes, what the rules are, that we sometimes forget that moms are also human beings. And I'm sorry, I don't know how to stop that. I tried.
I'm like,
no, I don't know. It might be you, because I turned everything off. But if you're watching and you're paying or you're listening, I, for the life of me, I don't know how to turn off notifications. We're gonna try for our next episode. Maybe Summer can log in remotely to Zoom land and figure it out for me. I don't know, but I apologize wholheartedly on that. But like I said, you guys are going to get education and you're going to get random laughter, and this is what we are about.
At least popcorn brain across subjects. So we'll talk one thing and then we'll try to lead it to another. But yeah, it's all to the good of everyone to get kind of knowledge and kind of a good base and just laugh. I mean, that is one of the keys that I really enjoy, is going into my client's home, because I work also as a newborn care specialist, and I go in working from 10 o'clock at night till 6 in the morning.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I don't do that. I have newborns. Like right now I'm with triplets, and I'm up all night with triplets. And, but what I come into is, sometimes it's like the mom's like, oh, thank God you're here. Like my client right now, she's like, oh, look, night mommy's here. I'm gone. I'm off the clock. So she goes to bed and I'm night mommy. And, I love that. I love that people do that. But a lot of what I teach is laughter.
Yeah.
We gotta laugh at things. Like, right now we're dealing with so much stress and so much anxiety about what the future holds. We kind of just need to focus on what the today holds, and then also just bring in some laughter every day. Try to laugh about something, because if we don't have that, it's just gonna feel like a spiraling out of control. So that's what we're gonna try to bring, is some laughter and some like seriousness, but laughter into this sleep subject and just life in general.
Yeah, I love that, because I say, laughter is like a mini vacation, and who doesn't want a vacation right now?
Exactly.
So
me, I really want a vacation. Like I really want a vacation.
Yeah, ditto. And yesterday my hubby was kind of like feeling a little bit like on the heavy side emotionally. Mm-hmm. So we have tools that we use, not like tools, like tools. I mean, like emotional tools. So one of the things that we always go to, and it's known that laughter, the best word I can use is destroy pretty much your cortisol and your stress level instantaneously. Mm-hmm. And if you don't feel like laughing, because most of us don't feel like laughing at points, you literally force yourself. Like you just start laughing.
Yeah.
And then that laughing will create more laughter because you're laughing. You're like, I don't know what the hell I'm laughing about. And then that just starts to kind of like spiral. So when I was kind of going through like emotions like this and with clients, like we'll literally just have moments of just, okay, I'm going to say 2, start laughing. 1, 2, just start giggling for no reason. And then it starts to work. But that's, you know, you're going to get that from us.
We may look a little loony when we just start randomly laughing, but hey, you know, just join us.
Just have fun.
It's so funny because like with our lives just 6 months ago was 180 difference. Like we were living a completely different life, and now the life that we're leading, stress can be the number one problem at this point. So I hope we bring you some laughter. Look up some really good comedies from, you know, the oldies but goodies. I Love Lucy. You can look them up. We love I Love Lucy. I mean, every time I just look at her, I start laughing. I don't know why. It's just like every episode is crack up. So,
but do you know also if you go on YouTube and you just type in, it's called laughing yoga. Did you know that exists?
No, I didn't know that existed.
Oh my God. Do that after. I want you to do it. Type in laughing yoga. It's literally, I typed it in with some dude walking in the forest laughing for 30 minutes nonstop. Like just laughing, and it's not like giggle laugh.
I mean, just even talking about that makes me want to laugh.
But it's not because it's so funny, and he's like, like he's just looking in the camera and laughing, and you think at a certain point he'll stop, and he just starts all over again, and it's a half an hour of him just laughing for no reason, and it's, you know, obviously you're not gonna be laughing for 30 minutes, but it's, you know. It's good. It's very therapeutic. But I love all of this that you're saying. You know, I even had a mom that reached out to me today, and her daughter is 4 years old, and she says that she's literally having sleep anxiety. Mm-hmm. And I started diving a little deeper because, you know, with kids at that age, toddlers, they understand everything that, you know, that's, they don't understand everything, but they understand energies, energy levels. They understand, you know, body language and like how you speak and other factors of that. So one of the main things is I asked her is I'm like, okay, you know, most likely what's happening that your little one is having this sleep anxiety is because there might be something going on that you're feeling yourself. Mm-hmm. And right now the whole world, literally the whole world is going through a massive shift since March, even earlier than that. And how you, like what my teacher always used to tell me is stand guard of your mind and think of it as like you have a door, like a guard, like a security guard. And whatever you allow to enter your mind will become your emotion and will become your feelings. So the only person that can make you happy or help you shift into a different version of yourself is you. Nobody else can do that. So standing guard of what positive or what negative stuff you allow to be entered into that door is you're the only person that can do that. So I asked her that. I'm like, you know, what's kind of going on in your house? Like, how are you feeling? And are you using certain words, or maybe you don't notice that your little one is around when you're speaking like this? And she's like, you hit it right on the nail, because, and like she goes deeper into it. So like what we were talking about before, like with Summer, like what you were mentioning is sleep is deeper. It's not behavior. It's so much deeper than that. It's your nutrition. It's, you know, your emotional wellness. It's everything. It's a combo. And what we agree on is, you know, sleep is the foundation for health. And that's what we want to give you guys. We want to make you all healthy.
Right. And that's actually a good point. I was just thinking when you said healthy, when we're trying to lose weight, number one thing is actual sleep.
Yeah.
And it's not talked about in other forums. You know, you talked about when your nutritionist is telling you to do something, or you go to get exercise. Sleep is mandatory. We do not have a place where we store sleep. Our body doesn't store it like fat. We don't even make it up. We're just exhausted. And so sleep will help you be healthy. And that's the whole family. That's our whole focus. And actually, as sleep consultants, and you know this, we fix the whole family. We don't just fix the baby or a toddler. We fix the mom and dad and siblings.
Yeah.
So
and I love that so much about like when you and I connected, because we have such a, even though we're so different, we still have the same message.
Yeah.
And it always comes out to being that we want to help the whole family. It's never just like, we don't have blinders on and say, okay, forget about everyone else that's part of it. Like we're just like working on the child. So if you have grandma, grandpa, nannies, daycares, whoever else is involved in your child's care, we make sure that we're protecting everybody's sleep, because it's not just the child.
Absolutely.
And that, you know, that is what I love so much about you. And, you know, just that, you know.
You too.
Well, thank you. We just have this really great message, and that's why we, you know, loving to do this podcast together. And that's what we want to do, is not just to join and have a laugh, because I really needed this, but also, you know, to just share our message with everybody and to teach you what we have learned over the years. In how long is it combined?
In 20 years.
26, I think we said. Yeah, like 20, almost 30 years together combined.
Yeah, with how much I worked and you worked, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a lot. That's a lot of years, a lot of knowledge, and we're here to, you know, give that to you guys.
Yep, exactly. So I hope you join us in this new venture of ours, and we're going to be posting each week, and I'm super excited to work with Carolina. I see, I'm never going to say her name right.
You will. Hopefully by like the 100th episode, you can get it.
Carolina. Oh God, never mind. It's going to go way off.
So you can say Carolina, because when I was little, because how you would pronounce it is Carolina, but sometimes you can't pronounce it, so I would just say Carolina. But since I became,
I try to say Carolina, but then it's like we need to
roll the R's,
roll my R's or something. Carolina, something.
We'll find you a speech therapist. And
yeah, thank you. Speech therapist. I've always needed a speech therapist, to tell you the truth, actually. So, you know.
I do too. I do too at points. I'm like, oh.
All right. Well, it was so lovely, and I'm so excited for this venture. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we will be back next week. And I will say goodbye from Summer with Summer Sleep Secret.
Peace out. It's Carolina, and we wish you sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.